about cinema ratings because this weekend I took the boys to go and see something, and I hate doing this because I am going to rant about another parent here. And
we all do it. Let's not all pretend we don't do it.
I know we discuss it, but actually I was really annoyed with this dad at the weekend because I made the decision. I looked into whether taking my children to see a 12A film would be suitable. I did my research. I got Ozzy looked after because it was not appropriate for Ozzy, and there were things that I did not want him to see or hear.
What was the film?
This was the Star Wars film, and I've done the same recently for Spectre as well, which is also... So there's two quite big films that have just come out recently, and there's been a lot of chat online about whether they're suitable or not for children under the recommended age to take. I sat next to this dad who'd taken his kid along, who was quite obviously 2, 3 at the most. Little kid.
Yeah.
To start with, he was sat in my seat. Thank you for that one. Let's hope you watch this video. Yeah, he was sat in my seat, and he moved along one when we sat down. But then his kid, so having got childcare for my little one, his kid talked all the way through it. He commented on every character that came on scene.
Daddy!
And it was
Daddy.
toddler voice. Toddlers don't whisper, do they? They don't know how to whisper. So it was top volume. Who's that character, Daddy? And constant. And his dad obviously wanted to watch the film, whether he'd been kicked out by his wife so she could have a bit of time off, or whether he was separated and taken his son out for the day. I don't know what it was. I don't care. He just basically fed him Skittles, bags of sweets to try and keep him quiet, which didn't work at all because we didn't realise that his sugar levels were just... And this kid got louder and louder and louder. I didn't say anything because I don't generally like disciplining other people's kids, but it was spoiling my film, and it was spoiling, my boys. That is such a special and very, very rare occasion when I get childcare for one of my kids, and I go down to either having 1 or 2 of my kids with me. So that was special. And his toddler sat next to me, and I couldn't help it. I told him to shush, and the dad looked at me and laughed, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Katie's you're not even surprised, are you? She's not even surprised. I just looked at him and I said, not only are you sat in my seat, but I said, I have got childcare for my little kid. This is a 12A rated film, and I do not think it's suitable for your son. And he is spoiling this for me and my children. The reason the BBFC rate films to protect children from images and hearing stuff that they shouldn't be hearing at their age. And if we're going to override that massively and take a 2-year-old to a 12 rated film, and it was 12A, so before you pull me up on that, it is with adult supervision, and he was supervising his 2-year-old.
But why isn't there like there should be a cut-off point? It's like, fine, you can have them, if they're under 12, but like from maybe 9 or, a 4-year-old or even a 3-year-old.
In the film, there was not a lot of blood and gore, and there was not a lot of swearing, and there wasn't sex. So there wasn't those things.
But just because it doesn't tick those boxes doesn't mean that a film doesn't have like a scary
but it was
factor.
It was violent.
Yeah.
It was fighting.
Yeah.
And I know that, if we'd taken Ozzy and Tilda at 4...
there's no chance I would have taken it to see Star Wars.
It was unsuitable, and it was definitely unsuitable for this little kid. And it was when that computer graphic image came up and was talking to Dad, and this kid covered his face and turned his head into his daddy's chest. And I just wanted to say to the dad, not only have you spoiled our viewing of it because your kids talked all the way through it, but it's just selfish.
You're talking of which, I haven't said a word yet.
But he was watching. It was really sad.
Strike and just go, you know what, you've got it wrong.
This website, and I do think it's something that you should log on to. It's very, very easy to do, and it's commonsensemedia.org. It's got app ratings, it's got film ratings, TV ratings. You can go on there and you can put in whatever film it is. I went in there and I put Spectre on, which again was a 12A, so it's adult supervision. And I could read on there exactly what scenes would give it that rating. Yeah. And in Spectre, there was gouging out of eyes, drilling into somebody's brain. There was sex, not actually showing sex, but there was the kissing and the undressing of a woman. Yeah. Not things that I would ever want, especially Diggory at 7, to be able to see. The BBFC is there for a reason. It's trying to help us to choose suitable viewing.
And because there is already so much influence in the world that you can't manage. You know, you can't stop without just not letting your child into a shop ever. They are always going to see an image, whether it's the cover of a magazine or, you know, packaging of some kind. They're going to see something that makes them kind of, you know, question. But you can make the right choice when it comes to what they watch on television, what they watch at the cinema. You know, you can avoid, if you're sick of adverts, you can avoid adverts by only watching, you know, recorded stuff or Netflix. You can, you know, go and see something first. Not necessarily like you have to go to the cinema 3 times every time you want to, you know, view something, but wait for it to come out on telly or DVD and actually have vetted it. Yeah.
I think, you know, I've just checked on Common Sense Media for the review ratings of Spectre and Star Wars, which are the 2 recent 12A films that have come out. And the kids rated Spectre a 13 plus.
Oh, really?
And the adults, the parents rated it 14 plus. And with Star Wars, I think it was 12, something like that. It was slightly less, but there's less violence and gore than in the James Bond one. So even kids, and then they write their own reviews, so you can see what the kids are saying. That isn't suitable for little kids. You've got to be a teen to watch this. I can get Rocco to come and have a look what a 14-year-old has written about the James Bond film, and he immediately accepted that it wasn't suitable for him to watch.
Okay.
Whereas if I'm just there harping on
I don't think you should watch it.
It's a 12A, and they say you're not supposed to watch it, and then I'll get back from them, and all my friends at school have watched it. But if you're saying, look, here's a 14-year-old that's saying this is not suitable for anybody under the age of 12, 13, he's going to listen to that.
Yeah.
You know, their peers, their kids their own age who are talking about what's right and wrong about it. Just, you know, be a sensible parent, for God's sake.
But also, you know, well, that's it. It's selfish not just because of it's not the right thing to do with a 3 or 4-year-old, but it is unfair on other people in the cinema. You know, it's up there with people that leave their phones on, or even people that are just looking at their phones in the cinema. That bothers me because there's so much, because you see the light and you're looking at the screen, you're like,
I didn't do it. I didn't tweet about the man next to me. I was so desperate to pick up my phone.
But, you know, just have a bit of decency and respect for other people. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. The title of today's talk.
Don't be a dicky parent.
Just protect your kids.
So, well, now you can all take a breath and recover from Anna's rant. And yeah, I think that's it. That is our Jerry's final thought. Don't be a dick. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Click subscribe for more from Hey Mummy.